do I need to come up?
Step right up.
All the way up, right?
Be afraid.
Step right up. Oh, I'm not afraid.
Okay.
Step right up. Good. Good. Okay. So greetings all. Thank you all for coming out to support us as we go back into our hearing from our HP Action lawsuit that we filed on December 13th of last year. I am Sandria Coleman, one of the co-founders of the Holmes-Isaacs Coalition, an entity that was formed due to the lack of adequate funding and repairs for all NYCHA campuses. Too many stakeholders have gone neglected for decades within New York City public housing system. It is time that residents take their power back from this authority and fight back with the aid of the legal system. NYCHA residents make up the city. We are registered voters. We serve on jury duty. We pay our taxes. And there is a good percentage of municipality workers. I was a former one with the New York City Police Department. So what we want is accountability from the city. We want to live in healthy homes. We want the eradication of vermin and the pest. We want running water every day, not off and on. We want operable elevators. We want to just live in decent conditions, not just today, but for our future. It has gone on too long. It is time to stop. We are in hopes that this lawsuit will be a catalyst for other NYCHA residents to follow to sue the city as well, because enough is enough. We have suffered too long. NYCHA was declared a state of emergency by Governor Cuomo last year, 2018, and all we got was a federal monitor. We need more than that. We need the work to be done in our homes. We need the infrastructure to be repaired. It has just gone on too long, and we have had enough. That is why we are here, and we will continue to stand with any resident in New York City that want to file suit themselves, okay? So we thank you again for coming out. We have a few speakers here before we go up to our hearing that's going to speak on behalf of us and possibly the work that they either are doing or what they are doing for us. First up will be...
Before you go, can you spell your name for us?
Oh, sorry. Spelling of my name is S-A-U-N-D-R-E-A, Coleman, C-O-L-E-M-A-N, one of the co-founders of the Holmes-Isaacs Coalition. I also have business cards I can give you. Okay, thank you for that. First up will be our attorney, one of our attorneys from TakeRoot Justice. His name is Michael Leonard. Please receive him.
All right.
Small correction, I'll be speaking. My name is Daniel.
Okay.
My name is Daniel Carpenter Gold. I'm the other attorney, another attorney from TakeRoot Justice, here on behalf of these wonderful people, these residents from Holmes Towers and Isaacs houses who are here to fight for their right to safe and sanitary living conditions in their homes. We're here because no tenants nowhere in New York City should have to live like this. We're talking hundreds of requests for extermination, hundreds of reports of heat loss, hot water outages, complete water outages, talking dozens of reports of people getting stuck in elevators. These are conditions that no one should have to live with, which is why we're proud to stand with NYCHA residents here and across the city to make sure that NYCHA is held accountable to the same standards of any other landlord here. And so, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you again. They're really working well with us, and we appreciate them. Next up, we have Michaela Warnsley, an organizer with the Justice Center in Barrio. Please receive her.
today standing together in solidarity with the residents in Holmes and Isaacs, because for too long, our government has pretended that it's impossible or unwise to fund public housing, when in reality, it has strategically and historically been underfunded and mismanaged, just like every other neglected Black and brown neighborhood targeted by big real estate, right? We're out here today because in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, $8 billion is going towards the military with bipartisan votes, by the way, while that same administration is cutting vital food programs for 3 million families and school lunch for 1 million kids come March. And in one of the richest cities in the country that could afford, to allocate $11 billion of its own funds, the only way they agreed to construct, I believe they called it housing units. They were marketing it as, they only agreed to incarcerate more people in them, right? Tell me, what's wrong with this picture?
Yeah, everything, that's right.
Right. We're out here today because clearly our country and our city have their priorities all messed up. Housing is a human right, right? A basic necessity, not war, not jails, not their second condos. Quality housing with hot running water, normal, consistent heat throughout the winter. Clean living spaces for us and our children. And accessibility for all. And we're out here today to demand that NYCHA and the city be held accountable. Residents deserve better. We're organizing around it. And we won't stop until we get it. Is that right?
That's right.
Right. So when our homes are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
I said, when our homes are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When our homes are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
I said, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
That's right.
All right, thank you for that. Next up is, I could say, one of our biggest supporters on the Upper East Side. He's been with us since the conception of the infill proposal project on Holmes Towers. He's rallied, he's walked with us to Gracie Mansion in the past and rallied. He's just been on the front lines with us. Please receive Ben Kalos, our New York City Council member, covering the 5th Council District. Please receive.
I got a hug?
Of course.
Thank you. I wouldn't say biggest, I'd say tallest.
Okay.
I'm Councilmember Ben Kalos, and NYCHA residents have a right to heat and hot water, and the judge is going to agree with us when they see the inspections and the conditions that our residents here in my district in public housing have been living through. And I want to start with a huge, huge shout out to our tenant leaders, our tenant advocates, LaKeisha Taylor, if we can thank her, and Sandrea Coleman, and all the residents we have with us here today, because it takes a lot of courage to take your landlord to court, especially when you already don't have the heat and hot water, and somehow, this happens all the time, it's these residents who end up losing their heat and hot water the next time it gets lost. And so we will be there, we have been there every time that happens to make sure that we get their heat and hot water restored. I'm sure you heard from LaKeisha and sharing the stories that give me nightmares, because I have a young baby at home. I know she has two young babies at home, and the idea of literally having to warm your water on the stove so that the kids can get clean in this kind of weather without heat or hot water, that's just a recipe for the kids getting sick, and it's not fair, it's not right. So we couldn't do this alone. I'll be honest, we've been asking NYCHA to take care of these buildings for as long as I've been an elected official, and saying that they shouldn't be selling out our playgrounds too. But we needed representation. We needed attorneys to take this matter to court, and I want to thank TakeRoot Justice for taking on this case, getting the inspection order, and we're here today to keep going to make sure that those repairs get ordered. We provide modest funding from our office to try to supplement a lot of the work that they do. They need more help. They need more funding. The lawyers are not free, and they do great work. And I'll be honest, they're the only ones who would take the case, and I'm so glad that they are and they have. And I'm hoping we get some very good resolution in court. I think that's all for me. I don't want to make anybody late. I want to thank everyone for coming out, and let's go in there, let's win, and let's get that court order to make all the repairs we need for NYCHA. Thank you.
Our biggest and tallest supporter as an elected official. Okay, thank you so much. We truly appreciate you. Next up, we have Iris Quinones, a representative from Congresswoman Nydia Velasquez's office. Please receive her.
Thank you. How you doing? Thank you. Hi, good morning, everyone. On behalf of Congresswoman Velasquez, I want to thank all the residents, the leaders for being here this morning. I'm super proud to be here. And to Holmes-Isaacs Coalition, you are not alone on this fight. Congresswoman Velasquez knows that all of you deserve better than this. In Washington, Congresswoman Velasquez is standing stronger than anyone to protect the rights of NYCHA residents throughout the city and nationwide. As many of you know, Congresswoman a couple of months ago introduced the Public Housing Emergency Response Act legislation, and this is to allocate $70 billion for public housing capital repairs and upgrades nationally. Under the proposal, $32 billion will flow to the New York City Housing Authority. So again, thank you all for being here, and on behalf of Congresswoman Velasquez, I'm here in solidarity and to say you guys deserve better than what you guys have now. Thank you. Thank you.
We definitely do appreciate the support of our elected officials. I will not leave out Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney, who has been very instrumental and supportive with us. Manhattan Borough President Gail Brewer has been supportive with us, and other electeds that I might not have named. It's not a heart decision, it's a head decision. I can't think of them, but they have been involved, and we support we are happy with their support because they do recognize their constituents. Our votes do matter. Next up is LaKeisha Taylor, one of the co-founders of the Holmes-Isaacs Coalition. Please receive her.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Once again, I am LaKeisha Taylor. I am a co-founder of the Holmes-Isaacs Coalition. And we are here again to make sure that NYCHA knows that we are worthy. It is important for them to understand and everyone to know that NYCHA residents are worthy. We are worthy of continuous heat, continuous hot water, continuous working elevators. It is not okay that we have to fight. We have to file a court action in order to receive proper heat, proper hot water, continuous asking for repairs. Last week we had outages of hot water. We had absolutely no hot water for 3 consecutive days and no hot water on the 4th day. This is not okay. We do not deserve it. People say, oh, well, you wanted heat, well, now you have excessive heat. Be careful what you ask for. That is not the way we should live. It's not be careful what you ask for. We are residents. We pay our rent. We live in this city. We are just as worthy as people who live in high rises. We get what we deserve, and we deserve consistent hot water, consistent decent heat, proper temperatures. We should not have to worry if our children are going to get nosebleeds in the middle of the night. This is not how we should live. We deserve proper heat. We deserve proper hot water because we are humans just like everyone else. It does not matter that we live in subsidized housing run by the NYCHA development because they are not doing what they are supposed to do. We deserve what we get because we are human beings just like everyone else. This is not how we are supposed to live. We should not be here begging for things because this is what you deserve. We are what you deem that we deserve. We are paying our rent. We deserve to be treated as humans because we are. This is not okay. We should not have to file a court action to get what we deserve. People should not have to go on the social media and show the deplorable conditions in which that they live in because NYCHA has disinvested in our homes. This is not the way we should be living in 2020. 2020 is a new beginning. Let's do it right. NYCHA needs to step up. It's time to step up and do it right. This is not what we are going to be doing in 2020. I want all of NYCHA developments to step up. Step into these courthouses and let NYCHA know that you are not going to accept this anymore. You need to step up and let them know you are worthy because we are worthy and that's why we are here today. Because we're not going to live in these conditions anymore. We're not going to live with the rats. They are not our pets. We're not going to live with the leaks because we are not in a river. We're not going to live with cracked and deplorable cabinets because we did not break it. We're not going to accept it anymore. 2020 is our year. We're going to make it ours because we're taking NYCHA to court. We're going to make you do the right thing. We deserve it because we are worthy.
All right,
Let me hear you. We are worthy.
We are worthy. We are worthy. We are worthy.
We know our worth and we're going to let you know. We're going to fight for it. This is 2020 and this is our year. We're going to do it right. Thank you.
Thank you for those powerful words, Lakeisha Taylor. Thank you for all of those that have stand behind us, those that are already assembled upstairs in the courtroom. Once again, thank you for our attorneys from TakeRoot Justice. This is just a snapshot of what is to come in the city of New York. But we're hoping that it doesn't end just in New York. Public housing is in a crisis all over this country. And it is time for the elected officials, for the city, state, and federal government of every state that still has public housing to preserve our homes. Okay? We are tired.
Amen.
Public housing is generational for most people. Okay? So we want to leave something for our kids and grandkids. So with that said, we are wrapping up. We thank you all for coming out once again, and we have to get upstairs for the hearing in a few minutes. Yes. Right. Okay. No, we're totally against privatization. We've fought the infill proposal at Holmes Towers. We've been fighting it since 2015. We do not want privatization. We do not want red. We do not want infill. We do not want PAC. Not just on our campuses, on any of the campuses. Privatization is not good for the residents. Okay, so we do not want it. Whatever shines and seems glittery is not always great. The eviction rates in Queens, the people that went through red, they're becoming homeless. We know New York City has a homeless crisis. We do not want to be a part of that. Also with privatization, when they do buildings with infill, there comes a crane on our land, which can destabilize our building, and we can be homeless. We're not looking for that. The city has the money. If the city has $8 billion for new jails, they have billions of dollars to flush into NYCHA to preserve our homes.
No.
Okay.
Just in case there was a question, then you needed help.
Good. All right. So we're gonna wrap up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.